Okay, my friends, I just want you to guess what is this next dish is gonna be. What am I gonna do? I have here garbanzo beans that they have been soaked for at least 12 hours, not cooked at all. They're just soaked, rinsed, and measured. I have parsley, coriander, fresh. I have some onion, some garlic, cumin, dried coriander, salt, pepper, a choice if you would like jalapeno, some baking powder, baking soda. So if you guessed falafel, that's what it is. Okay, let me show you what I did. I have shown you before that I used the dried garbanzo beans, and I soaked 2 cups of dried garbanzo for 12 hours, and they measured 4 cups as they have soaked in the water and fluffed up. I have 1 cup of coriander, fresh, 1 packed cup, a little bit more than the other cup, of fresh parsley. I have half of a small onion and 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, depending on your taste. I have 1 teaspoon heaping of cumin, and I have 1 heaping teaspoon, you can say 1.5 teaspoon of dried coriander. I have baking powder and baking soda, which I don't add into the mix until I'm ready to fry them. We will just need some water to moisten the garbanzo beans as they are grinding in the food processor. Let's start. In the food processor, I'm gonna add the 4 cups garbanzo beans that they have soaked for 12 hours, rinsed. I will add also the cup of ground green coriander, the packed cup of parsley, the cumin, the dried coriander, the onions, and the garlic, salt and pepper, and if you wish, you can also put some heat into it. I'm gonna have half of this because it's extremely hot pepper, the one I'm using. You can use jalapeno, or you can also use some pepper flakes if you wish. I'm gonna try to do this. This is from my garden from outside here. So to this, we will start processing. Here we are blending the garbanzo beans with the herbs and the spices. The texture should be like wet sand. We will be slowly adding some water to help the machine grind better and to make sure that we get to the right consistency. And there you go. You see how it looks. I'm gonna continue to process a little bit further. As the blender is grinding, just to get to the right consistency, I'm gonna be adding a little bit more water. In total, I will be adding about 1.5 tablespoons, up to 2 tablespoons max with the way we have done it here. Just make sure that you pay attention to the consistency that you want to achieve. I'll check, mix again. It's becoming more like the texture that I want. I'll just give it one more whiz and we'll be done. Okay, all good. Now at this point, this was on the plate down here. At this point, you can actually take a little bit and taste it. See if it's salty enough, if it's spiced enough to your liking. And you decide if all is good. It's delicious. It's actually pretty spicy because of that red pepper. That's really high heat one. I'm gonna take this out here. At this point, you can, it needs to be some kind pliable, so it doesn't stick on your hand and it takes a shape. At this point, if you want to use the whole amount of this falafel for the 4 cups of garbanzo beans, we will be using 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, mixing it and letting it sit for about half an hour before frying. And that will make the falafel, when it fries, a little bit more fluffy and not dense from the inside and nice and crispy from the outside. I'll show you how it's done next. I have the dough. I added the baking powder and baking soda. I will mix, park it in the fridge for about half an hour, and then we will get to fry them. It's time to get the falafel fryer ready to fry this delicious dough. I just want to show you this gadget I have. It's for falafel. But no worries if you don't have the gadget, it also can be done by hand. You just take a little bit of the dough and you put it at the palm of your hand. Press lightly. You don't want to make it too dense, you want it fluffy at the center. Plus, press lightly and make sure that it's nice and rounded. For the traditional look of falafel. Now if it's too thick, if you like it to be thick, then I would suggest to make a hole in the middle with a chopstick or something for even cooking. But if not, you can flatten it a little bit more for better and more even cooking. I'm waiting for my oil to get ready, and I will know that by dropping a little piece of bread. As soon as it bubbles around it and floats to the top, it means the oil is about 350 to 375 degrees and ready to start frying. My oil is ready. I just wanted to show you how it's bubbling around the piece of bread that I put. So now I know that the temperature is right to start frying. I prepared a few patties of falafel. I'm gonna drop them in the hot oil. Make sure not to burn your fingers. Don't overload your oil either, because you don't want the oil to get cold and then you will have a greasy falafel. You want them crisp and light and nice. Falafel is ready. I'm pulling them out of the fryer. You see how nice and beautiful and crispy they look. They are good to be devoured as they are fresh out of the fryer. I'll show you how to build a perfect sandwich. I have pita bread, and in Palestine, we use the thick pita bread, not the very thin one, so it can hold the massive amount of things that we add into that falafel sandwich. I'm gonna cut it in half, and as you all know, it can be opened like this. It's a pocket. So what we start with is tahini sauce, which you just mix tahini with lemon juice and water, and you keep whipping until it's creamy and white. You can't have falafel without the tahini sauce. And then you add the falafel inside. You put about 3 or 4, as much as it fits. Let me show you first how the falafel is looking from the inside. It's green because of the coriander and the parsley, and it's crispy from the outside. It's a delicious flavor inside, and yeah, I hope you will be enjoying it. Now here I have some cabbage salad with lemon juice and some vinegar, salt, and parsley. I will put that in. I will put tomato inside. I will put chopped pickled cucumbers, which goes really, really good. And you can add whatever pickles you like. After you finish with that, you add a little bit more tahini. And normally they make it even runnier, so it goes all the way through. And then you have the perfect filling and satisfying falafel sandwich. Enjoy! It's really, really delicious and heavenly, and very, very satisfying.